Hi, beautiful. This video today is all about boundaries and figuring out if your relationships are actually equal energy exchange and how to determine if it is or if perhaps it's a relationship or situation environment that's an energy drain for you where you're leaking, in a sense, your life force energy. And when that happens regularly, it affects us. It affects us on so many levels, on how we feel, and that's really everything, but then what we also end up attracting again and again into our lives. So it's so important that we're mindful of how we feel after interactions with certain people, and based on that, decide if that's a relationship worth continuing to share your precious commodity with. And what is that? That's your energy. That's your life force. So have you ever got a text from someone or a voicemail and they want to connect with you or they want to go for coffee with you, and if you're being honest, your impulse, your feeling in your gut, your intuition was like, oh no, I don't want to do this, and it right away brought you stress, thinking of how do you not have to go, and that's another thing you have to put on your list, and you have all these other things to do. How are you going to make time to do this? And the thing is, if it was something that you wanted to do, that excited you, that your gut said, yes, I can't wait to go see this woman. I love connecting with her. I'm going to feel good after I see her. If that's what your gut was telling you when you received that text, that invite, it doesn't matter how busy you are. You'd find time. You'd find time, because at the end of the day, we all want to do things that lead us to feel better. And if that interaction is going to lead you to feel better on some level, you're going to find a way to squeeze it in, So for so many women, this is difficult to do because we've been hardwired to say yes, to appease, to accommodate, to want people to like us, so we appease them. Well, what if we detached ourselves from the need for everyone to like us and first prioritized how we felt? Our needs. What if we did that insane radical thing? What then? What then would happen? That would mean if you were being honest with yourself and someone invited you to connect or collab or wanted you to maybe even give them a free service. Maybe you're watching this and you are wanting to get into life coaching or health coaching or this, that, and the other, and you notice people are starting to reach out to you more and more. You're about to launch your package, but suddenly people are asking for you to give them your gift or your offering suddenly for free. They might not call it, hey, will you coach me for free? They might say, hey, I'd love you to mentor me. But that's actually a way to go around saying, hey, I like what you have to offer. I'm curious in what you do. I'd like to absorb some of it, but I'm not willing to pay you for it. And some women will say, oh, okay, I could share some stuff with you. I'll mentor you. But really, what are you doing? You're coaching them. So don't blur the line with that. Be aware that you need to set boundaries on the energy you're giving out and make sure there's a mutual exchange. Now, that doesn't mean you say no to spending time with everyone unless they give you something in return. It doesn't mean that. But if there's certain people in your life or circumstances, or if you go to that place that you know you're going to leave feeling less filled, less lit up than when you went, then that's your soul, your higher self, your intuition speaking to you. This is not the right match for you. Okay? But if you leave an interaction with a girlfriend where you know you always feel good, even if she had to vent because she's going through a difficult time, that doesn't matter. It's not draining your life force. I mean, you can still be of service and share compassion and empathy for someone, a close friend, a lover, during a difficult time. But if there's a pattern where no matter the advice or the support or the love you give, they resist ingesting it because they're not at the same level to even catch it, right? They're on a different radio dial. They're not on the same frequency as you. If someone's not on the same frequency as you, you can shake them till you're blue in the face to try and give them the information or the advice that's going to shift them. But if they're not on the same frequency, they're not going to be able to receive it, and you're going to be talking till you're blue in the face. And when that happens, what are you doing? You're having your energy leaks. You're losing your life force energy. It's being sucked down to someone at a lower frequency who's not even really going to be able to integrate what you say anyways, right? And there's a reason why you keep getting a text or an invite from that person to spend time with you, is because being around you in your higher energy state feels uplifting to them, but it doesn't to you. So you need to decide, is it worth it? Is it worth it for you to feel drained to be around that person, place, or thing? And the answer is no, it's not. And this can be very difficult if one of those people is a family member where you can't necessarily change your interaction with the same way you do a friend who you've just grown apart, different places in life. And when it comes to the family dynamic, what you can do is, as hard as this is going to be, set boundaries. And by that I mean you might actually have to say to your mother or your father or your cousin or your sister, whoever it might be, you might have to say, you know what, when you say X, Y, or Z to me, or when you do this, this is how it makes me feel. And it doesn't feel good to leave our interactions feeling that way. So I'd love for our future interactions to be on a more positive note where we both leave feeling good about the time we shared together, when we both feel that it was valuable and rich. And if you can kind of specify what it is that they do that causes you to not want to be around them anymore, and you don't have to say it so harshly, I don't want to be around you, but more express it as just a way that when that happens, or let's say someone that a lot, like a family member, criticizes your decisions to embark on your dreams, to go your light worker path and leave your corporate job. Let's say they tell you all the reasons why that's foolish and not going to happen for you. Well, first you need to recognize that's a reflection of their own limited beliefs about what they're capable of. Boom, hands down. But let them know when they share criticism or tend to bring up topics more negative in nature around you, or let's say maybe they gossip a lot about other people, it leaves you feeling tired and almost fatigued after the interaction, and you want to feel good after seeing them next time. So bring it back to more about how that experience with them leaves you feeling, rather than saying, you're such a bad person, you're so negative, you're so critical. So more about, this is how I feel when this happens, okay? And it still might be hard for them to hear, especially if they're a more negative person, but if you're going to choose to continue to be around them to some extent of your life, that's what you have to do, because you're worth it. How you feel is worth it. And when you remember that, the better you feel, the higher you vibrate, and the higher your frequency, your life force, the more magic you're going to attract into your life. And honestly, like especially non-family members, the people who are kind of reaching out to grab some of your energy, the energy of vampires, the more you just honor your truth and go your authentic path, they're going to actually start to dwindle away and not even yearn for you, because they'll realize you really don't even talk about the same topics anymore, and you're going to be not feeding into their victim story, so they're not going to kind of get that reinforcement to keep being negative Nancys and complainers and all of that. So you just got to honor that your feelings matter. How good you feel matters. Is it a mutual energy exchange? Question it. Question it. Be honest with yourself, and then ask yourself, what are you willing to do to honor the way you deserve to feel, knowing that how you feel is going to affect what you attract. So this is a key step, I'd say, kind of reflecting on, marinating in, and keeping in mind, not just for this week, but as your life unfolds. You don't have to, cut out friends effective immediately, but it's just something to really be mindful of. And when you start to feel like you're getting pulled back into a negative space, ask yourself, who have you been hanging out with lately? What circumstances? Okay, so I hope this video has been of service for you. I can't wait to see you guys soon. I love you.